What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with a little bit of an update video. Been a while since I did one of these. It seems like the time that goes between these update videos is getting a little bit longer, just given my schedule with work and everything else that's been going on. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to kind of sit down and kind of let you guys know what's going on with me and with the channel and life in general. And things are going pretty good right now. Work has been pretty hectic, as a lot of you guys know. I've been working a lot of hours, still working 2 jobs. But this week I did finally get a chance to sort of relax a little bit. I took a couple days off of my main job during the week and also took the weekend off from my second job, and I actually went down to Florida to see my dad for a couple days. I hadn't got a chance to see him since last summer, so it was kind of nice given the timing of my move down to Georgia. I didn't really get to come see him for Thanksgiving or Christmas, so my parents are separated, so I usually do wind up splitting the holidays during the year, but this year I didn't get a chance to see my dad at all. So it was nice to kind of go down and visit him, and the weather was really good. It was in the 60s and 70s the whole time. Got to go to the beach a little bit and go to the pool and kind of just hang out and eat some really good food. I'm not a big seafood fan, but every time I go down to Florida, I do make sure I try to eat some seafood while I'm down there because it just tastes so much different when it's fresh, you know, right off the boat there at the dock. So got to eat some pretty good food and overall had a really good vacation. I think it was about 4 days off, so it was really nice to just kind of recharge and do nothing for a little while. And now I'm back and actually have one more day off work, which is nice because I do get a chance to make a couple of videos and do a few things around the house. So looking forward to that and getting a little bit ahead and getting some content created for the next couple of weeks here on YouTube. So it's been a good week for me. Like I said, just got a chance to relax. Tomorrow I'll be heading back to work, but I'm actually also looking forward to going back to work. Sadly, I guess I did miss my job, and I guess that just shows, you know, how much I am enjoying my new job. It's a lot of fun, and actually was kind of excited to get back to work and see everybody, and you know, that's a good thing. If you enjoy your job, that's always good. So, you know, looking forward to that. As for YouTube, I'm going to be continuing on with a lot of my Mass Effect 3 stuff. I'm actually also going to be starting a Mass Effect 2 Let's Play. Now, I did a Let's Play for the first Mass Effect game a while back, and unfortunately, before I get into the next 2 games, I sort of had all the drama happen with having to move and the work situation and all that. So I do want to get back into playing Mass Effect 2. Do a Let's Play of that. My goal with this is to go ahead and do Mass Effect 2 and also Mass Effect 3 and hopefully get those done before Mass Effect Andromeda comes out. Now, I know Andromeda is not going to be like a sequel or anything to the first trilogy, but it's just, I guess, the principle of it. I'd like to finish those 3 games doing a Let's Play before we get into the next game in the Mass Effect chapter. So that's going to be kind of fun. I do have a couple more multiplayer things coming out with Mass Effect 3 as well. I've had some suggestions from a couple of subscribers on some stuff they want to see, so I'm going to be doing some videos for that in terms of classes and weapons and things. And I also got a couple fun videos coming out with it as well. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of Mass Effect content on the channel. I know people are like, oh, that's an old game, you know, play something new. You know, I've seen that a few times, but quite honestly, there's really nothing new out that really has caught my attention or, you know, I'm really excited about. Obviously, you know, there was the whole thing with Destiny, and I'm just not really a big fan of Destiny anymore. And really that's it. You know, Star Wars Battlefront just didn't interest me at all after the beta. So been playing a little Dragon Age Inquisition on the side, but that's kind of like my sort of fun game I play, not for YouTube, but I'm really enjoying that, and I may, you know, do a little bit more. I've been doing the Dragon Kill videos and using the gameplay in some of my update videos, but not really wanting to get too in-depth with Dragon Age. I'm just enjoying playing that game and having a lot of fun with it, but it's been pretty good so far. But yeah, that's really it, and unfortunately not a lot of games coming out early this year that I'm really looking at. I'm going to get into that here in just a second, but just wanted to give you guys a little update there. I'm going to try to be, you know, mainly just working on the Mass Effect multiplayer stuff as we lead into Andromeda to try to get people excited for that, and, you know, I know there's still a lot of people playing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, which is pretty surprising given how old the game is, but it's a very high-quality game in terms of the multiplayer, and a lot of people are coming back into it after taking a break, or they're just turned off by a lot of these other shooters that are coming out for whatever reason, but it's great to see the population is still going pretty strong, and there's a lot of people who still enjoy seeing that kind of content. Anyways, moving on, and I guess where people are talking about, you know, playing something new, I think later this year, you know, is going to be pretty big for me in terms of newer games, because this seems to be the year a lot of sci-fi games are coming out, and I'm a huge sci-fi fan. It's probably one of my favorite genres, and I'm really looking forward to a lot of games that are coming out, but they're not coming out until later this year, more towards the holiday season. And I'm going to be probably doing a video covering some of those games. But, there's games like the Solus Project, which I briefly talked about last year. And they are actually going to be starting, I believe, the preview playthrough for that game on Xbox within the next month or so. Basically, they're letting people start to play the game a little bit ahead of time, kind of like an open beta almost, where they can go in and start playing the game. And the Solus Project, if you guys haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out. Now, it is a single-player survival type game where you're kind of stranded on this this planet, this unknown planet. You have to just kind of scrounge around for tools and food and, find things, and it looks pretty cool. But I'm kind of excited again for this year because we're sort of getting a return to some single-player games. That's something I think last year was kind of missing. There's been this huge focus on multiplayer. And I think, I like multiplayer games, don't get me wrong, but I'm also like a big RPG fan. I'm a big single-player game fan, a big campaign fan for a lot of these shooter games and things like that. And it really kind of sucked to see a lot of the games coming out that were just lacking any type of single-player component, especially when they're still charging full price. You want to charge me $60 for a multiplayer-only game, I'm probably not going to buy it. I want to have something there that's going to give me a lot of, in-depth sort of single-player gameplay. And again, another problem this year is when that did occur, you just did not get a very quality experience with that. So we'll see if in 2016 developers can kind of go back to delivering a little bit more of a quality experience when it comes to the single-player side of things. I think that's something that was missing from a lot of games in 2015. So that's something I'm looking forward to. There are a couple of single-player games coming out this year that I'm really excited about. Solus Project is one of them. No Man's Sky, of course, is finally going to be releasing sometime in June this year. I covered that game a little bit last year, but kind of fell off the hype train, especially when Hello Games went kind of quiet with the information and also announced the game wasn't coming out till June. So we've got a huge kind of void in terms of news on that game again. And I'm hoping this year Hello Games will be a little bit more transparent and give us a little bit more information on No Man's Sky. Because this is a game I was really excited for when I heard it was coming out. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it looks boring. It's going to be stupid," and that's fine. I understand. I can definitely see that opinion from what they've initially showed on the game, that it does have the potential to get rather tedious and boring, but at the same time, just the concept of it kind of excites me. So I'm hoping that game is going to deliver on what it seems to be promising, which will be difficult, but at the same time, I'm really hoping they can pull it off. Of course, Mass Effect Andromeda later this year. We're hoping holiday, 2016. There have been some rumors going around that the game may be delayed, and there's a video I'm going to be doing on Mass Effect with some news here later. They've had some changes at BioWare, and some people are afraid that the game may be pushed back, which that sucks. I hate it when that happens, but honestly, when a game has to be pushed back in order for things to be made more complete, I don't usually have an issue with it. So we'll see what happens with that, but I still hope it comes out this year. And then we've also got Horizon Zero Dawn, which when I saw that at E3 last year, I was like, this game looks really cool. You've got these like cyborg robotic dinosaurs, and you've got all this really cool combat, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty awesome single-player experience. So looking forward to that game and getting some more news on that as well. And then finally, one game that is coming out in the next couple of months that I'm going to be kind of cautiously optimistic on and paying a little bit of attention to is The Division. This is a game I've been interested in somewhat since they first started talking about it. It had some really great trailers early on and some really interesting information, but the last couple of months things have gotten kind of cloudy with the game because obviously some of the concept stuff they've released now is not looking as good as the initial things that they showed, the gameplay and the graphics especially. And the other thing to be wary about with The Division, obviously, is this is Ubisoft, and they have not had the best reputation in the last few years. And the closed beta is actually going to be here, I believe, January 26th or 28th. I know it's the last week of January. And you can get into the beta, but you have to pre-order the game, spend the $5. And I know you can cancel the pre-order and all that, but I'm against this whole close the beta nonsense, especially in this day and age when so many gaming companies have been doing so many crappy things to gamers with their games and, lying about the content that's in them and just putting out crappy games at release. I'm not going to support them with this whole, I have to pre-order to play your open beta. If you're that worried about it, I don't get it. That's one thing I actually will give EA a lot of kudos for with Star Wars Battlefront is they did make it, full open beta. Anybody could play it. And, that kind of gave people the chance to play the game and see if it was for them or not. Now I know there's people that love Star Wars Battlefront. That's great. I'm glad, people are enjoying the game. But for those people like me who like a little bit more serious content in their shooter games, it was a good chance to kind of see it and be like, okay, this is the game, and this is definitely something I don't want to spend my money on. So it's nice when you do the open beta. It really sucks that a lot of these companies are doing this closed beta nonsense where you have to actually pre-order the game or pay something to be able to test it out. So we'll see what happens with The Division. It's going to come out in March, so that will be a new game that is going to be somewhat soon this year, and I'll be watching it a little bit because The Division is something that it does appeal to me, the type of gameplay, especially if it's going to actually be heavy on the single player and RPG elements when you're within this open world. I think that's something I would be very interested in, and that's one of the reasons I have been interested in Division. But again, I'm not going to buy into the hype or pre-order a game like that, especially given what's happened with Destiny in my experience. So we're going to hang on and see. And of course, like I said, Ubisoft's reputation lately has not been the greatest. So we're going to hang on. I will be following reviews and watching other channels to cover The Division and see if it's something that I'm going to eventually want to get, because it's very intriguing and it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it better than what Bungie has done with the whole open world loot system and all that stuff there. So going to be following The Division somewhat closely here over the next few months, and maybe we'll pick that game up if it happens to turn out pretty good. But really, that's about it, guys. Not much else going on here. Like I said, just got to go on vacation, which was pretty cool. So going to be getting back into work this week, and hopefully getting back into putting some videos out. I'm going to spend today trying to work on a couple of them and get out some content so I have enough for the next few weeks to where I don't have to feel pressured into making some videos. But that's pretty much going to do it for me, guys. Let me know down below what games you're looking forward to this year. Maybe if there's something interesting there I see that I haven't been aware of, I can I'll take a look at it. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know how you're doing, and I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys had a great weekend. If you guys are off today for the Martin Luther King holiday, I hope you're having a good day off and enjoying that. But that's pretty much going to do it for me. And again, guys, thank you all for watching. I'm coming up on my, I think, year anniversary on YouTube, and it's been a really fun and exciting year for me, just getting into the YouTube and having a lot of fun with it. And you guys have made it a pretty good time, just being around to comment and talk about things. So, anyways, guys, hope you're having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.